this one. No, it's this one. Good. Good morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Marina Newman, and right now I am in the Weather Center with Jeremy, and we are doing team coverage today for the storms that are moving through. So we just wanted to take a quick look at what's happening on your radar right now as you are waking up. Some of you heading out the door, heading to work early this morning, and we are continuing to follow a line of strong storms. Now just crossing Kerrville, you can see where they're heading towards I-35. So that is what we're following right here. I'll even get my little pointer for you guys.
I love what Carlos said. He said, so glad other people have insomnia.
I don't think it's insomnia. More, I come in when my boss tells me to come in.
Exactly.
But this is what we're following right now. We have a little pointer just showing us that line of storms. You can see a lot of lightning associated with this. And we actually do have two severe thunderstorm warnings that are now in place. One in effect until 4:45 and one in effect until 5 a.m. So that's just going to be everything in those boxes. Taking even a closer look at what's happening. Again, a lot of lightning, very strong wind associated with this system that's now moving through. Just going to take a look at Bandera and do you guys say Medina?
Yeah, Medina.
Okay. We have a Medina back in Ohio where I'm from originally. So, learning all the Texas names. But for Bandera and Medina, both under the 4:45 a.m. warning, and then we have Bandera and Medina both under that 4:45 and 5 a.m. warning. So if you are in that area, we are seeing a lot of heavy rainfall. Not much of a flash flood threat, but it is something that we are dealing with as we head into the morning. Oh, we can see the number of lightning strikes that have happened. Interesting.
Valerie wants to know if there's hail. We have had reports of small hail with these storms, correct?
Yeah. I have not seen anything on the radar indicating hail, but...
Let's see, the Weather Service says hail, penny-sized hail with those storms.
Okay.
And 60-mile-per-hour winds.
It's very, very warm, so, but yeah, I have not seen any reports of hail, but we're going to keep an eye out for that. See if I can get here we go. Number of strikes, 286 lightning strikes, so very interesting there. But I'm going to let Jeremy take over. We just wanted to take a quick look at those current wind gusts because it is a big factor we're going to be dealing with, not just right now, but throughout the rest of the day. Our news direction actually just came over and asked us, should he be tying down Halloween decorations? Yes, make sure you do that. Very strong wind gusts right now. Seeing 35-mile-per-hour gusts reported in Kerrville. That's happening right now. 21 miles per hour in the San Antonio. That's the downtown area. So make sure that you're tying those down. Bring the trash cans inside. Going to be messy for us throughout the morning. But I'm going to let Jeremy take over, and he's just going to give us a brief overview of the forecast, what's going on today.
All right. I noticed my neighbors when I walked outside today, they had taken their Halloween decorations, or the blow-up decorations, down also. So I guess they were watching the weather. They know what they're doing. All right, so current wind gusts, you can see we've got some gusty winds. Kerrville seeing 35 miles per hour. Seguin at 21, Gonzales 17 miles per hour, San Antonio 21. Of course, they'll be picking up over the next hour or so as those storms do approach the area. And here are the future wind gusts. Notice the clock in the corner. That is today at 11 a.m. The highest winds actually behind the front that is causing all these storms. And we'll see wind gusts in excess of 30, even probably some areas might see wind gusts over 40 miles per hour at times, but it looks like widespread 20s and 30s. And then as we head into the afternoon, still a very windy day. Wind gusts in the 20s and 30s. Sustained winds probably between about, I would say, 20 and 25 miles per hour, and that's throughout the afternoon. And then heading into tonight, the wind starts to die down a bit. That's 11 o'clock in the evening. So if you've got any plans tonight, definitely plan on some wind to stick around. And there is the surface map. There's that cold front we're talking about. Out ahead of it, we've got that line of storms that has developed now, and that's what's producing the storm activity. The warm air out ahead of that and the moist air, and behind it, the much cooler and drier air. So where the air masses clash, that's where we have the storms, and that's where they're firing up this morning as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them on there. Let's see, Gonzales, Rosie, yes, almost 24 hours. Everyone's talking about how much sleep they got. I love it. Of course, it is early, so that makes sense. Okay, so here is the forecast. Well, first of all, here's the wider view on the satellite and radar. You can clearly see where the storms are earlier in the morning, say around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. The severe storm warnings were up toward the Dallas area because of those strong gusty winds. It was a very impressive straight line of storms. That's now broken up a little bit more, and now we're seeing more of that severe activity developing down south here as we're at the tail end of those storms. Christy.
Oh, I was going to read that
Go,
too.
go right ahead.
Yeah, Christy wants to know any outlook for the north portion of 281 Belverda?
Bulverde.
Bulverde.
That's a tough one, too. I've been here 8 years, and I can't figure out some of the names either. Bulverde, yeah. I would say pretty much area-wide is going to see a shot at these storms. Frequent lightning, strong gusty winds, possibly up to 60 miles per hour if they become severe where you are, and also heavy downpours. The good news is, at least flood-wise, we're not going to see much in the way of flooding. Just brief ponding on the roadways, but the storms are moving pretty quickly, and behind them there's not a whole lot of leftover rain, so that's definitely some good news. So here's the hour-by-hour forecast. This is 4:25 in the morning, so it's just in a little bit here. And as we head through time, so by 6:30, it's pretty much out of San Antonio. San Antonio is still seeing some leftover rain, but the heaviest stuff at 6:35 around Seguin, Floresville, New Braunfels, up to San Marcos and Austin. And behind the storms, notice things clear out pretty quickly. There's 8:10 in the morning. Most areas clear except for our eastern counties. And we're going to see plenty of sunshine once we get these storms out of here later on today. Here is Wednesday, tonight rather, at 6 o'clock in the evening. Great weather. Again, still keep in mind it is going to be rather breezy to windy out there as well. And there's a gnat in here. It's driving me nuts. It's 80 in Pearsall for a temperature by dinner time, 78 San Antonio. So very pleasant. If only we didn't have that wind. Tonight that wind again dies down, and we'll see temperatures drop into the upper 50s and lower 60s. There it is at 7:55 in the morning. And tomorrow, looking like a beautiful day. In fact, great few days ahead. We'll see high temperatures in the 70s and 80s. A little bit higher for San Antonio. This is 6:55 in the evening, so the high ending up in the low 80s rather, and you'll see that in your 7-day. Now here's the rainfall forecast for the next 7 days. This is mostly talking about the event that we're going to have now. Seeing it, our eastern counties at best, maybe about an inch or so, maybe a little bit more. Most areas only picking about a half of an inch to an inch as these storms push on through. And here is that 7-day forecast. And you can see today it's 40% chance of rain. It's pretty much going to be definite now, so that'll be bumped up, I'm sure. 78 for a high today. And you can see those winds, south-southeast at 8 to 20, higher gusts up to 30 to 40 miles per hour. Tomorrow, still pretty breezy, northwest winds 20 to 25 with higher gusts and a high of 77. Dry and breezy on Friday, 77 for a high. So Thursday and Friday really not looking much different. And then as we head into the weekend, you can see windy and cooler, or actually warmer, high temperatures in the 80s over the weekend and in the upper 70s. So I'm going to make way back here, and we're going to go back to the radar. Okay. If you'd like to take back over again, Ms. Newman.
Yeah, of course. All right. I'm going to bring up Facebook, see if there's any comments there.
We've got Joanne Wilson said, too early wake up time for me this morning. Louise Ruiz wants to know how bad for Von Army. And Von Army is just to the south there.
Okay, we'll do a little zoom in.
Good morning, Rosa Coronado. Halloween night, you're looking good. Things should be dry, and temperatures looking right on track for this time of year, around upper 70s for highs. Halloween night, I would say probably in the upper 60s, low 70s as those kids head out the door to go trick-or-treating. What's your favorite candy bar?
My favorite candy bar?
Or kind of candy at all?
My favorite kind of candy. I really like Starburst. Every time I go to the airport, I get Starburst. I don't know why.
I've got a chocolate addiction. I'm eating a Milky Way here on the side.
I do love chocolate. I always have Dove chocolate at home in my pantry.
I'll have to bring in some more for you.
All right. What area are we looking at?
Von Army, which is just to the southwest of Bexar County, so right about in that area there.
All right, we'll zoom in here real close. Is there
Is there a marker for Von Army?
Yeah.
It should be. Pan on down to the south.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
Von
There
Army.
it is.
Yeah. So right now, Von Army, you can see where that severe thunderstorm warning that's in place until 4:45, and that is just to the west of you. That line of showers and thunderstorms is going to continue to move in, but it is going to continue to just move over us as we head into the next really hour or so. Biggest thing with this right now, we have a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning strikes being reported, and then we have that wind. So again, like Jeremy had said, really not looking at much of a flash flood risk just because this is moving very, very quickly. Actually, I think that we might be able to see. I'll pull that one out later.
I'll read a few Facebook comments here. Ben Guerra says, what's the max wind speeds? Did I hear 60 miles per hour? Yes, with those storms where the warnings are up to 60 mile an hour winds with those. Let's see, I saw another one. Carlos Betancourt, very important, said he only likes the pink starburst.
See, those are my least favorite.
Really? That's my most favorite.
Controversial
Interesting.
opinion, yeah.
Interesting. What's your favorite starburst flavor?
I like the yellow.
Yellow, really?
I know,
Yellow.
I like the yellow.
Interesting. Everyone out there, tell us what flavor is your favorite. All right, back to weather.
All right. So what we're looking at right now, National Weather Service with the severe thunderstorm warning. They're talking about there could be some damage with this, with these really strong wind gusts, damage to roofs, siding, trees, because we are looking at 40 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts at times. And we'll take a look at those current wind gusts in just a minute here. But we're looking at all the way from Medina to Newfoundland as far as areas that are currently under that severe thunderstorm warning. So right now, we're just going to continue to monitor what's happening there, but going ahead and taking just a closer look at where those lightning strikes are reported. I think we should be able to see just how many number of strikes. It's saying 5. I don't think I got that in time, but you can see where that storm is just continuing to move over us.
Cody Humphrey wanted to know the timeline for Cibolo. I would say probably that's on the east side of the city. Most likely in about an hour or so, maybe a little bit less than an hour for Cibolo, probably between 5 and 6 o'clock or so.
And this gives us a look at the current wind gusts. And right now we're looking at about 20 mile per hour wind gusts, but we are seeing 35 miles per hour that was just reported in Kerrville. And we're looking at about 26 miles per hour up there near Austin. But we are going to gain more wind speed as we head into the day. So looking at 11 a.m. here, you can see where wind speed's picking up as much as almost near 40 miles per hour there, Cotulla and Carrizo Springs. So this is going to be a factor throughout the day, and we're not really seeing it let up at any time, even into 3 p.m. later this afternoon. Still seeing about 30-35 miles per hour across all of South Texas. It is going to diminish a bit into the evening, still very breezy for us, but we are looking at a range of about 10 to 15 miles per hour, taking us into about 11 p.m. this evening. Is there a way to show how much, do we have a rainfall graphic?
Which one are you looking for?
I was just looking if we could see how much precipitation's already fallen, like in the last hour.
I think we'll have to load that up for the next time.
Maybe we can do that during the show. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we'll be popping on a few times during Ken's 5 Eyewitness News this morning. So if you're watching the actual newscast on TV, you'll be able to see us there a few times as well. But of course, we'll be here throughout this event online. So you can stick with us on here, and we've got you covered area-wide. And there we go. There's the rain.
Yeah, here we go. So this is just showing us how much rainfall. This is observed accumulation. So it's basically how much has been observed in the last hour. And you can see where that storm is moving through. Some people seeing up to an inch, and some people seeing less than even a half inch, a tenth of an inch reported in some areas. So again, not much of that flash flooding threat because this is moving very quickly, but in some areas we are seeing heavy rainfall dumps. So that is what we're watching now heading into the morning. Jeremy, you want to take over and just do an overview of the forecast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Microphone cords everywhere down here. If only you could see behind the scenes. Oh, thank you. I'm wearing red, white, and blue Converse. Patriotic Day. Make sure I'm not stepping on anything down here. Yeah, so let me get right to that forecast here. Just a second to get this in play mode. All right, so we have those storms. The good news is most of today is going to be a dry one. Once these storms push on through, we're looking good. There's nothing behind them. And let's zoom in real quick there. Just again, the severe thunderstorm warnings that are till 4:45 a.m. for the Bandera area. And as you head off to the east a little further until 5 a.m., that's to get closer to Bexar County. Looks like San Antonio may get clipped by these storms. I'm thinking probably the north side, but south of, I would say, downtown, not as much of a chance for all this lightning. It looks like it's going to pass just to our north for the most part. So we're looking out there, but we are still seeing a lot of all that activity around the Bandera area and Kerrville. Just an impressive amount of lightning with those storms. Right now, those are the strongest ones in our area, and these are the first severe thunderstorm warnings that we've had throughout the morning. Most of the activity was further off to the north. And those wind gusts, yeah, they've been gusty. We just talked about those, 33 miles per hour in Del Rio, 23 in Kerrville, 21 for San Antonio, but they'll be picking up throughout the day as well. And the future wind gusts, take a look at the clock in the corner. That starts you out at 11 o'clock this morning. Rock Springs, wind gusts of 38. So easily most of us will see wind gusts into the 30 to 40 mile per hour range. Heading through the afternoon, looks like this today at 4 o'clock. We're going to see wind gusts in the 20 to 30 mile an hour range, sustained winds easily 20 for most areas, but we'll have lots of sunshine. So if you like the sunshine, it's good. Humidity also much lower. I know when I walked outside this morning at about 2:15 or 2:30, it's like, ugh, gross outside. Probably still is if you've not been hit by the rain yet. So San Antonio eastward, you're still seeing the humid conditions. And the wind will start to die down overnight tonight. You can see 10 to 15 mile an hour wind gusts by 11 o'clock tonight. And here is the wider view, the surface map showing that we've got that line of storms out ahead of a cold front. And behind that front, we've got much cooler and drier air. So once that pushes on through, we're going to be looking good. The only thing we'll be dealing with is the wind. And we'll go through time in just a little bit. We did see a lot of that activity off towards the Dallas area. That's where most of the severe thunderstorm warnings were earlier in the overnight. Now it's shifted on south to us here. And you can see a lot of cloud cover for central and eastern Texas behind the front. The skies clear out quickly, and that's what we're looking ahead to. Some high pressure moving in, and we'll expect to see some very pleasant weather later on. So the cold front arrives today. It's already moving in with those storms. Here, watch the clock in the corner. That's 4:40 in the morning, so in just a little bit, still seeing those storms barely to the west of San Antonio, and then heading through time. That's 6:45 in the morning. It'll clear the San Antonio area. Eastern counties seeing the activity from Floresville up to Seguin, New Braunfels, San Marcos, Austin as well. And then by about 8:20 to 8:30 or so, most of the storms will be out of here, and the skies quickly clear from west to east. So most of us will see that sunshine just a little bit after sunrise, and then all day long we've got the sun once we get past, say, about 9 o'clock. And the wind will be the big story today, but also some very pleasant temperatures, highs in the upper 70s and low 80s. And then as we head into tonight, we're going to have a nice, crisp, cool morning tomorrow as you wake up and head out to that bus stop or off to work. We'll see temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s for most areas. Low to mid 50s, though, for the hill country. And then the rest of tomorrow, it's all sunshine and pleasant temperatures, much less wind. I think tomorrow is going to be much more pleasant than today. High temperatures ending up again in about the same spot, upper 70s to around 80 degrees. And we're looking at rainfall forecast, and it's just updated, it looks like a little while ago. Going to have about a half of an inch to an inch for most places, I'm thinking, with these storms that are moving on through, and then that's about it. And temperatures looking pretty good, upper 70s and low 80s in the 7-day forecast. Now we'll go back to the radar here, and I'm going to get out of the way, attempt not to step on microphones again. All right, Ms. Newman, welcome back to the chair.
Luna said, I'm in Kerrville now, and the winds died down, and the rain is heavy and steady. Thank you for that. Let us know what you're seeing in your area. We want to hear from you guys, because right now, obviously, we're looking at it on the radar, but you guys are our eyes and ears outside. So great to have you guys telling us that in the chat. Let me get up on this chair quick.
Those things are hard to crawl into.
I know. So taking a look at our radar, you can see where that line of showers and storms, it's just really moving towards I-35 now, heading into Austin, just passing Kerrville, and going to be heading into downtown San Antonio here soon. So closer look at that current time. What time is it right now? It is 4:42?
4:42.
4:42, yes. So that first severe thunderstorm warning, that is going to be expiring here in just the next couple of minutes. Then we have the additional severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 5 a.m. So both of those going to be clearing up soon. Again, biggest thing with this, we do have those reported lightning strikes, a lot of lightning, a lot of heavy rainfall. But as Jeremy has said, very little risk for any flash flooding, just because the storm is moving very quickly. So while it is dumping a lot of rainfall, it's not staying very long, which would allow for that flash flooding to happen. So going ahead and just taking a closer look here, taking a look at how many lightning strikes, because that's a cool thing that we're able to do here, just seeing the action that is happening. We can also take a look at your observed accumulation quick, if you guys are interested. So 149 strikes of lightning, just in that red box right there. So let me just, that red box is 149 lightning strikes, and that's all Bandera era. Now heading into Fair Oaks Ranch and Hondo. So if you're in that area, be prepared. If you have to leave the house right now, just use caution on the roadways. That's always a big thing with low visibility out on the roadways. We can even take a look at your precipitation. If you guys are interested in just how much rainfall has fallen. Observed precipitation accumulation. Here we go. So just taking a look at some of those areas. Again, while it is a lot of heavy rainfall, we're not looking at that threat for flooding because the system is moving very quickly. So while some areas you can see, we had one area here with just under an inch of total rainfall. There are other areas seeing about a half inch and then others seeing a tenth of an inch. So that has all just happened in the last hour here. You can see a half inch there. So again, use caution on the roadways, low visibility, but another big factor is going to be strong wind gusts as we head into the rest of the day. So this is taking a look at our current wind gusts right now. 21 miles per hour reported in San Antonio, that's the downtown area, 23 miles in New Braunfels, 23 in Kerrville. But we could see wind gusts 40, even 60 miles per hour at times. So we said this earlier, but our boss actually asked us, should he tell his wife, tie down all the Halloween decorations? Yes, absolutely. National Weather Service is saying there could be some damage to siding, roofs, and even trees. So make sure you tie those down, put the trash can inside. This is going to be at least an all-day event when it comes to the wind.
And also, if you can safely take pictures or video, we'd love to see those from around the area, see any weather that's happening where you are, or if perhaps there was some damage. All you have to do is send that through the KENS 5 app. It's very easy to upload it through there. But make sure you can take those pictures safely. Don't go out in the weather, any chance of getting hit by lightning, but safe picture taking, definitely a good thing.
From, maybe the window.
Yeah, exactly, from the window. Stay inside if you're taking
pictures.
pictures.
Go outside at it.
If there's lightning, yeah, don't go outside. A few quick comments on here. When should we expect it in New Braunfels? Brittany asked, I would say within the next hour or so in New Braunfels. Luna's in Kerrville, and she said the winds died down. The rain is heavy and steady. It should stop there soon. Let's see. Coleclaw, if I'm saying that right, doesn't like Starburst, likes Skittles. I like Skittles too. And Joanne Wilson said it looks like lightning is starting around the SeaWorld area. So Joanne or anyone else that has commented here, if weather's happening where you are, we'd love to see that picture or video. Just upload it through the KENS 5 app, and we get it on the air. We'll get it online and try to show all your pictures to everybody out there. Thank you so much if you do that. How are things looking on the radar? So that one warning did expire?
Yes, it did. I was trying to see if I could show storm timing, but it seems to have kind of frozen up a bit.
Yeah, that does look like it's frozen there. The system might need to be rebooted. To check on that in just a little bit.
Okay.
And feel free to ask any questions on here. Oh, Joanne said she's going to take a picture or video. That's awesome. Thank you, Joanne. You are awesome. Oh, Catherine Grissett, will Castle Hills get strong winds? Most likely. It's looking like right now the worst of these storms will pass just north of downtown San Antonio. So pretty much dissecting Bexar County in half. The worst of it looks like, say, northern Bexar County up towards New Braunfels. And pretty much looks like it's going to pretty much go parallel to the I-35 corridor up towards Kyle and also Austin. Going to see plenty of that rough activity. The good news is it's moving through really quickly. So like you were talking about, Marina, we're not going to see much of a flash flood threat with these storms. And we haven't had any flash flood warnings either because they're moving so fast. And we've seen, what, at most an inch of rain?
Yeah, that in the last hour.
You know, a lot of people talking about candy. Louise loves Kit Kats. Jennifer says this makes me want to go buy candy. Joanne said all the candy talk makes me want to go raid a few from the Halloween candy. My mom would always take candy out of my basket. I had to hide it from my mom.
Same, actually, my dad would eat my candy.
Those grown-ups. What do you do without them? And so it's 4:47. Again, we'll be popping on KENS 5 Eyewitness News this morning as well. Paul Morales is covering the storms over in the Weather Center across the KENS 5 studio building. And of course, Stacia Wilson has traffic as well. So this morning, your drive may be a little slow. San Antonio between about 5 and 6. Once you get past about 6, maybe 7 o'clock, not looking bad. At least the roads should be, the storm should be out of here, so the road shouldn't be nearly as bad by then. But eastern counties during rush hour, most likely want to give yourself a little bit of extra time as you head out the door to go to work, because things will be a little bit of a slow go of it, including areas where it's already rained, because the roads will likely be fairly wet out there as well. Mickey Shepard's watching. Good morning, Mickey. Hope you're doing well. Dear friend of mine. Liz wants to know if it's showing signs of slowing down. What do you think about that, Marina?
The National Weather Service has said that it's moving east at about 45 miles per hour, so it's moving very, very quickly for us here. In just 1 minute, we'll be able to look at timing.
So I'd say signs of slowing down. No, it doesn't look like it's slowing down. It's still moving at a pretty good clip. It hasn't changed much, really. It was moving a little bit slower, say 3-4 hours ago, further off to our northwest, but it's definitely picking up speed. And that's good news for us, at least when it comes to the flash flood threat. Helotus, yeah, Helotus, you'll be seeing that soon, Dawn, probably in the next, I would say, half an hour or so in Helotus. And it looks like you have a pretty good chance of getting that lightning, but you can see the lightning dies down pretty quickly once you get south of Highway 90. Just north of Hondo is where the back edge of the lightning is, and those strongest storms. It'll be interesting to see if the Weather Service pops up a severe thunderstorm warning just east of the current one, including any of Bexar County. Right now, none. So that may be an indication that the storm has peaked in intensity. And this is it. Once we get through this, would you call that a broken line of storms?
Yeah.
It's almost a solid line.
Yeah.
So once we get through this, it's over, and we'll have a nice day, just a little bit of wind. And Dawn says, will it be intense as the last storm? Shouldn't be now. I would say not as intense. Hail in Kirby, there is that chance, Misty. The Weather Service did have pea-size hail with these storms that are associated with that severe thunderstorm warning, but the chance for hail in Kirby, I would say on the low side, but there's definitely a small chance for that. And Katie wants to know, driving from Universal City to Lackland around 5:30 this morning. I would say that's a pretty good time to be in the worst of it, unfortunately. You just have to take it slow out there, definitely this morning. So you can do the drive. If you can, wait another hour or so beyond that, Katie, but if you must do that drive, just give yourself some extra time.
Well, right now we can see, so I was able to bring up timing for storms. So for those of you asking, when is it going to hit, my location, right now we're just looking at the northern portion of San Antonio up along I-35 there, and you can see the timing. San Marcos looking at about 5:52 for that storm to hit. Bandera right now just moving in there, and then New Braunfels 5:14. So that is when we're looking at that rainfall starting in those areas, because the storm is moving pretty quickly. It's moving east 45 miles per hour. And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has popped up.
Looks like San Antonio still out of the woods there with that warning.
All right, yeah, we have two severe thunderstorm warnings. The first one that's still in effect until 5 a.m. That's the one we have been dealing with, but this new one has just popped up. It's in effect till 5:45. It's over New Braunfels, Bernie, Canyon Lake, San Marcos, Buda. Is it Buda?
Yes, that is Buda.
Okay, and Blanco?
Yep.
All right, yeah, so if you are in those areas under a severe thunderstorm warning until 5:45, do you want to take over, give an overview of the forecast?
Why not? Absolutely. Okay. Let's play musical chairs here. Let's take a look at that forecast here. As you can see there on the radar, we've got those warnings out there. There's the wider view for you. You can see that line of storms. I would call it definitely a line of storms now at this point, just to the west of Austin, stretching down west of San Antonio. And that's out ahead of that cold front that's going to bring us a fairly nice few days ahead, that's for sure. And there, once again, the warnings pop up. That severe thunderstorm warning for Bandera County, all the way down just north of Hondo till 5 a.m. So that's going to expire soon. And then that big new one that is towards New Braunfels, northern Bexar County, off to Comal County too. That one is running until 5:45. And these storms have had a history of producing winds over 60 miles per hour and also penny-sized hail. The wind, the big story, not as much of the threat for flash flooding, because the storms are moving at a pretty good clip, about 45 miles an hour or so. And where the rain's already moved through, you've cleared out Rock Springs, Camp Wood, Bracketville, even Utopia looking good now. And I would say by 9 o'clock, we're looking just fine area-wide. Current wind gusts, of course, in the storms they're going to be higher, but we've still got 21 mile per hour wind gusts in Seguin, Gonzales 18, same story in Fredericksburg, Kerrville 23, Hondo 23 mile per hour wind gusts. Now here are the future wind gusts. Notice the clock in the corner starting out at 11 o'clock this morning. The strongest winds are western counties. Behind the front, we'll see wind gusts easily between 30 and 40 miles per hour. Sustained winds of about 20 to 25. And then as we head into the afternoon tomorrow, we've got wind gusts, or the afternoon of today rather, that's 3 o'clock this afternoon, wind gusts still up there, 20 to 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts. And overnight tonight, it really starts to die down. There is midnight overnight, the wind gusts in the 5 to 15 mile an hour range. And then Thursday is looking much, much better with respect to the wind. Not going to see nearly as much wind tomorrow, and some very pleasant temperatures too. And it looks like my computer froze, but I believe you're still seeing that wide map there. That's that cold front that is associated with these storms. It's actually moved further off to the east now, and we'll take a look at that view with the satellite and radar. You can see the cloud cover. The storms quickly developed overnight, started right around the midnight time frame, close to San Angelo, and now they're pushing through really quickly. And you can see West Texas already clearing out nicely as well. And here's the future forecast. Watch the clock in the corner. That starts you out at 4:50 this morning. The storm's knocking on the doorstep of Bexar County, so just in a few minutes. And then as we head through time, there is 6:55 in the morning. San Antonio looking much clearer, so if you do have to get out this morning to drive, if you leave your house, typically it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Should be okay from San Antonio westward. Eastern counties, though, still under the gun for the strong storms at that time. And then as we head through the mid-morning hours, there's 8:35, just some leftover showers in our eastern counties, but San Antonio westward looking very nice. So kids at the bus stop, probably not going to need that raincoat or umbrella there. At least San Antonio westward, eastern counties still might have to deal with that. And then by the afternoon, we're looking at all sunshine, just some strong winds and high temperatures in the upper 70s and the lower 80s. And then into your Thursday, there's Thursday morning, a very crisp morning, 50s and 60s for overnight lows on Thursday, and much, much less wind. And tomorrow's high temperatures, a lot like today, upper 70s and low 80s, and things clearing out pretty quickly tomorrow night once again as those temperatures drop back down with all that drier air out there. And the rainfall forecast, again, not expecting much more than an inch in most places out of these storms, so that's the good news. 7-day forecast showing a dry Halloween. That pumpkin should be moved to Sunday, I believe. High temperatures in the 80s on Halloween. So we'll go right back to the radar here and bring Marina back in. It looks like a computer might have frozen there. Let's see.
It's tired. It's overwhelmed.
It is, yeah. Maybe it had too much candy. It's going sugar crash. All right, we're going to actually take just a few minute break here, reset our computer, and we'll be back on in just a few minutes. Of course, Paul Morales is online right now, KENS 5 Eyewitness News this morning, so you can tune in to hear what he has to say about these storms, and he'll let you know when they're going to head out of here. So we'll see you again in a few minutes, guys. Thanks so much.